Good evening, guys. It's 4:53 p.m. Today is Thursday. Day before non-farm payroll. So tomorrow is a non-farm payroll. So remember that, okay? And tomorrow is the last day, 7th January, right? That was the date I gave that up to that point you may see a down move, right? So tomorrow is a non-farm payroll. 1/7 is a day, right? So tomorrow we will see something, a resolution, either upside, downside, we will see something, okay? So going into the day, yes, so this is 46.89, right? 47.89 does not make sense here, right? So it's a 46, it's a typing mistake. 46.89, 46.90, 47 for 20 and 14.50, right? For sellers, you want to see price trading below all of them or holding below all of them, right? So 46.89 is the bottom of the range and 14.15 is the mid, and then 44 is the top range, right? But basically below 46.89 more sellers, and these are the levels to trade. So this area became the high of the day, right? This area price rotated back and forth. There are a couple of trades from here too, right? Due to the breakdown yesterday, we have to close. We have no choice but favor sellers below 47.47, right? Which is the stop. However, it's a bullish market. Price never stayed below one day below, after the breakdown point, right? So far you can read all these things, So if the upside scenario happens, basically internals are rising and all these things, then we have to be careful towards the short, and then we have to wait for a pause or something around this area and then take a short. Otherwise, if that scenario does not happen, and then you will see the price staying below 47.15.20 today. So basically I'm saying if upside scenario, that scenario doesn't play out, then you want to see price holding below 15.20 today, entire day. That was the case, right? So price stayed below this area pretty much, right? So tomorrow you want to see the same thing, tomorrow you want to see, since it's a non-farm payroll, range can extend, right? So ideally you want to see price staying below this and preferably below this, for sellers, above buyers, okay? So NQ, right? So NQ, I said this is an old story, right? But all I'm saying is it is high potential to go to here, and also I'm saying below 16,405 favor, above favor buyers, below only shorts. So I'm saying NQ only stick with shorts all the way up to this, and then you can decide whether to go long there, do not do anything, blah blah blah, this area bold resistance became high of the day today, right? And NQ went all the way up to this area, and then ping pong around these two dream numbers. So these were the dream numbers, 772, 734, right? And then you can see it, price rotated around it, couple of times it held it this, Russell, the short story is sellers are below this area and they wanted to take Russell to this area, right? But today I said 20 and 45 are important for sellers to hold below. Today's high of the day in Russell was 20. NQ, this, yes, this, right? So all the key areas they held it as a high of the day. Dow 314, 180, 68. Those are the levels I had mentioned it here, right? And you can see this area, price opened below it, went down straight to this, and then bounced from 68, came back up all the way to 314 again, and then again came down and maybe closed around here. So these three areas levels are important. Below all three, Dow will get more sellers. Above all three, still Dow has a bias in it, okay? Gold, no trading. Crude, favor longs above 76, right? Third day in a row. And also in Discord, I said stick with even levels, right? Which is 79.50, 79, 78.50, all those things, right? Let's see, these are the dream numbers. So going into the day, right? So we were observing, right? So in Discord, what we discuss is if that scenario, COVID-19 scenario happens, let's say it goes up, right? Then you have to be careful on the shorts. If internals are rising, then you have to look for bearish divergence or something, you know. But what we saw right of the open was a bullish disconnect, right? So that means we have to be careful on the shorts, right? So I know many people got screwed right here, shorting at right here or right here, you know, at yesterday's close. But so if you don't learn it properly, then you will lose, right? So thankfully we did not do anything of the open, just because we were waiting, we were watching all these things and reading, right? So bullish disconnect, no shorts until pause into resistance, blah blah blah, right? And then at 9:40 I said, if by 9:45 if we have a higher closing, and then I want to see a pullback, very shallow pullback, and if there is a shallow pullback, let's say 47.05, that was the area I gave. If price holds above it with that shallow pullback with closing higher at 9:45, and then price takes out, it could be a trend day up, because of up to that point internals were positive like this. If you can look at it here like this, right? So everything was going into rising internals, momentum good, everything good, right? So we can have a trend day too, you know, upwards, but we need to look for signs, right? So but then price sliced through 47.05 easily, right? That was the first warning sign. Then I said, if 05 is taken out, then 89 is the level. If buyers still there, then they have to hold it above. Break below, it can go straight to Globex low. That was the statement I used, straight down, you know. And the moment it broke below it, you can see it's straight down, right? So you can take a short right here, you know, with the breakdown, and then you can target this. That was your first trade, you know, if you want to go with the flow. Then I also discussed in Discord, which is this, you know, here in this area, way before it's happening. So in the pre-market at 9 o'clock, I discussed the scenario. If it comes straight down there is a possibility it can have a failed breakdown, either at 61 or at Globex low. So look for those signs. That was we discussed. And if price goes back above 89, then buyers could be back in the business. So when it came down straight down there, right, it is exhausted pretty much, you know. And then I saw Dow into, remember this 68 support, Dow was into 68 support, Russell was also into support, ES got exhausted, says straight into this area, failed breakdown idea could happen here. So I took the long right at 62, you know, right at here. And then my target was 89 ideally, but I built out at 82 when NQ went into dream number 730 right here. That is what I was looking for in NQ, you know. So I built out both of them because I'm only looking for a few points a day, you know. I do not want to, after looking at this, I do not want to hold my long for longer. Even though failed breakdown happens, it would be a new trade later on from 89 and above, you know. So I built out at 82, you know. NQ 730 bail out, right, if you took a long, but I did not took a long in NQ because it was not into my support exactly, you know. And then so ES I got 20 points right here, you know, and then these are the few points, you know. And then technically no trading, you know, but then price we were watching in real time, price was holding 89, and that was the expectation, right? So you can go long at 89 with NQ at 800. See here early in the morning I said draw a line at 800 in NQ, and that 800 line you have to observe it, right? That is what we discussed. So the first long in NQ was from 800 right here. Grab the 800 by looking at this price action, right? That's what we discussed in Discord. Target 880, 910, those were the levels. So you bail out here, and yes, if you went long at 89, you bail out right here somewhere into this area because price was chopping around. You do not want to stay long if buyers were so good, right? So you can see the momentum shifting to the upside here, right? So if buyers were so strong, why the hell price is struggling? You have to ask reverse question sometimes, you know. Everything is green here doesn't mean price has to go higher. if price is not going higher, then you have to think about something is off scenario, and that is what exactly happened from here. So I notice these things, right? I always notice all these things. So if price is, this is what I type in Discord. If buyers are so strong, momentum is so strong, then why the damn is price is chopping around here? Something is off, and this was the proof. So I took the short based on this off scenario right here into my level. First time it did not touch the level ideally, right? So no shorts here. But second time I clubbed, this was not supposed to be a short here, right? Because price balanced it here, breakout and all this thing. So long makes sense here. But since we had this chop, right? And yesterday down day, you do not want to go long aggressively here, right? So then can we take shorts? That's the next question. So to justify the shorts, it's a different arrow, right? So it's not an ideal short setup because it requires a reading. I was reading all these things, on the way up, that hey, why the hell is so struggling all these things, right? Despite these things, above 600 or whatever that level is, right here, momentum good, AD rising, then price is why the hell is chopping around, right? And it's chopped around for a couple of hours eventually, right? And then it broke out. So something is off definitely. It should have skyrocketed by this time. So I took the chance here when NQ was 880, this one was here, Russell was I think at 20, all this resistance in combination with the idea of why the hell is chopping around. So I took the short here, my stop was right here at 20, 6-point stop, right? My target was somewhere around 70 to 75, this area somewhere, here somewhere. So my risk reward was good, right? So 6-point stop, and then if I'm targeting 75 from 15, it's a 40 point. So it's a very good risk reward, right? So I held my position throughout the day, all the way up to closing, and then closing it came close to my level 75, 79, and then the thing bounced, right? So when I gave up at closing time at 89 right here, so I bailed out, but still I got a very good amount of point, right? Still 26 points, not bad, right? So this was a short, but it requires trading, right? Otherwise there is no trading in between, there is no trading in the garbage. But I also explained why this 92 from here price bounce, why. So always we have to ask questions, right? So if you are in Discord, then you will know all these things, that why the hell price reversed from here, right? So I gave you the reason also in Discord, but that is only for the subscribers, right? But there are levels, or there are things that you have to observe in real time, where the sellers are, where the buyers are, who got stuck, all these things, and that will help you knowing why price behave this way, So by looking at this chart right here, which is right here, right up to this point, how do you know that it may get a rejection right from here? By looking at this and this and this, or everything. How the hell you know that it may get a rejection from here, right? So you need to know the reasons. But anyway, so we know that reason, why it rejected from there. Now so NQ, right? So NQ later on, this was a trade. So this were the dream numbers, 772 and 730. So it pretty much held this dream number here. See that? The moment it got broken down later on, see real time also I gave you 800 to 820 in Discord, that those are the resistances now. So the moment it got broken down, you can short right here and then target lower 679. That was my target. I actually took a short in NQ right here actually late, and then I bailed out here. So I lost some 20 points in NQ, but that's fine, I knew that. And then that be all for today. So for tomorrow, non-farm payroll, right? And which is at 8:30 in the morning before open. So before open, you want to see whether price is staying below 20 or goes above it. And then if it goes above it during the non-farm payroll, watch this area. Can it get a rejection from there? If it does, then during RTH you want to see price holding above this two area. If not, then you can see a reversal down, and then price will tag. Overnight price may come down to 70, 75, my area, then potentially go lower, or either hold it or do chop ping pong, So we'll see more after overnight price action, And that'd be all for today.